Yeah.
Found already.
Yeah, no warning.
Hello.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just a quick coach's Q&A, just to see how you're getting on with things. If you've got any questions in relation to the first couple of weeks of commit, or obviously going into the future there. So just an opportunity for you to fire some questions at us. We did kind of give you a little bit of notice. I'm hoping some of you would have picked up on it. I mentioned it yesterday and earlier in the week, actually. So hopefully a few people will be popping along. I think we've got some questions to kind of crack on with from, where was it from? WhatsApp.
Yeah. Do you want me
So,
to,
yeah, go
to
on.
read them out?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so the first question is from Florence. I know swimming is more fit into the schedule rather than must do on specific days. Would you go swimming on a rest day, or are rest days sacred?
Rest days. Yeah. How should we answer that?
The plan.
Ideal world, rest days would be rest days. Rest days would be rest days. It's nice to have a full day off once a week if you can, because it'll allow you, obviously, your body to recharge, and also to give yourself a bit of a mental break too. That said, if you can't get the swimmers in any other time, the swimming is the one thing which you've got a little bit more flexibility to play around with. Obviously, your legs get a bit of a hammering with the bike and the run. Swimming's a little bit more forgiving from that side of things. So I'd say if you can have a complete rest day once a week, then do that. If you can't, then make the one thing that you do on that day swimming. If that makes sense.
Would it be better to do the endurance session on, if you had to do the swim on a rest day, would you go for a lower
intensity
swim, like the endurance
Yeah.
one, as opposed to a speed and power?
Yeah, I mean, the lower intensity session should take a little bit less out of you, albeit you're swimming for much longer. I mean, to be honest, the overall kind of training load is not going to be that different. Maybe avoid the CSS sessions, because there's a lot of swimming and they're actually pretty pacey. There's a lot of intensity there as well. So maybe first of all, endurance would be the one that you do, then speed and power, and then third of all, last option would be one of the CSS sessions.
Okay. Strength and conditioning is the next
Yeah.
one. So there's no strength and conditioning built into the plan. I'm aiming to do 2 sessions a week through the winter, presumably 2 strength and conditioning sets a week during the winter. What's the best way to fit them in?
Well, we don't do, as you know, we don't do strength and conditioning as a matter course during the training programs. In terms of the kind of the triathlon coaching methodology that we use, we don't naturally build strength and conditioning in, because we feel that the amount of power work and strength work that we do functionally, so hill running, cycling on hills, swimming with pool boys and paddles and things like that, should give you enough kind of functional strength for you to not really need too much extra. I understand some people do need some supportive strength and conditioning, and some people just like doing it, which is good enough reason for me. You know, if it's your thing and you enjoy doing it, then why not do it? In terms of when you do it in the week, there's no kind of ideal time. I think the best way to do it, the best way to kind of to look at it, is that you test it out. The week's training load is fairly evenly spread for obvious reasons, so that we spread the triathlon training throughout the week. So wherever you put it, it will impact either on the day that you train or potentially the day after. So the best thing to do really is to suck it and see. So drop it in, start it, maybe do quite a light S&C session compared to what you maybe previously did, and just see how your body reacts, because all of this creates a load on the body, and you have to see how you react. And also, some people will find it easier on one day than another. If they're a stronger biker than a runner, for example, then depending on where you drop it, it's going to be different for different people. So very much kind of try it out. But I would start on the very conservative side and wind it up, rather than going whole hog into it and then realizing, actually, no, this is quite a lot, because then it'll take you some time to get over your fatigue or your DOMs or whatever it is that you're feeling. Hope that answers that.
Okay. Also, is having the basic Training Peaks subscription enough to track and follow, or do you need the upgraded subscription?
Yeah, so the basic Training Peaks package, clearly the way we've done this is try and keep the costs down as much as possible. So yes, you get the basic Training Peaks package, which, as you've seen, will allow you to access the actual training sessions on a daily basis. There's a bit some limitations in terms of swapping things around. And also there are some limitations. I'm not even sure if you can actually see the dashboard and things on the kind of the basic level. I can't check my end actually because I've got a coach's account. So if I click on dashboard for any of you, it will show me what I expect to see on the dashboard. I don't think you guys have got some, if any, of that. It depends how much you want to track it. If you want to track it in detail and you want to have some more kind of interest in your own training rather than just kind of being fed it and going to do it and that's it, then it's worth spending the extra money on the upgrade, because it will allow you to drag and drop your sessions and move things much more easily. And actually, there's lots and lots of data. If you're a data junkie, there's lots and lots of numbers in there that you can play around with. I saw some comments bouncing around. I don't know a huge amount of this, but I saw some comments bouncing around in terms of discounts that are available if you look in the right place.
Yeah, I think people have just Googled Training Peaks discount codes and come up with discounts for up to 50% off. So, and that's if you pay it annually. And certainly if you're a British Cycling member or a British Triathlon member, you can get 40% off, depending on which level of membership you have. But there are certainly discount codes around. So if it does interest you being able to move stuff around more and get more sort of data analysis out of it, then you can get a good discount somewhere. It's
worth considering. I mean, I do want to make the point that this is completely separate to us. So if you decide to upgrade Training Peaks, that's nothing to do with us. You can upgrade the account on your side. We don't gain from that in any way. So there's no financial kind of benefit to us for you doing that. So you just do what you need to do. Like I say, we kind of set the thing up so that we try and keep the costs down as low as possible. And that was something else that not everybody's going to need really. But that's a matter for yourself.
I don't think we've had many people upgrade in previous years. I think there's just been a bit more discussion about it this year. So people think, oh, maybe I should be upgrading. But certainly in previous years, people have stuck with the free version and been fine with it. And if you don't want to move things around more than a day a day ahead or a day behind, then you should be okay.
Yeah. It's looking like there's a lag between. We've got that delay. I don't know if you can see that your end. It looks a bit weird our end. Coached athletes. All the coached athletes get the Training Peaks account upgraded as part of the coaching package. So all the coached athletes will have the premium upgrade, but that's obviously something that they pay extra for in terms of the online, the one-to-one coaching. Anything else?
We've had a couple of people who've been unwell at the start of the programme, or have missed a number of sessions for various reasons, and they've asked should they start from the beginning of week 1, or should they join in on week 2, and also it's worth talking a little bit about coming back from illness and taking things steady and when to come back. I think.
I mean, obviously, as you know, Do3 Commit is a almost like, think of it as a program that you guys get onto. So the program is the program; it's constantly moving. So if you were to join in 3 months' time, you would join at that point. So you can't kind of start again, because you'll be behind, and it would completely get out of sync. So we would continue to apply the program as it should be. So it just kind of wouldn't work for you to start again. The progression, there's only really kind of true progression in terms of the length of the intervals kind of increasing in the lead-in week. It's kind of slight progression, just kind of build you up to a certain level. Once you get into the kind of the main training blocks, the kind of the level will stay fairly similar all the way throughout. But what will happen is, with the benchmark testing and things will tighten up as you go through the training, as you kind of go through the training phases. I'm not kind of making a huge amount of sense here.
Things will get harder as you get stronger, effectively, because your zones will move.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, got myself into a bit bit of a corner there. So yes, it's not a progressive plan in the true sense of the word, in that, you know, you'll do 1 mile one week, 2 miles the next week, 3 miles the week after. It doesn't kind of work like that, because it's a constant, steady, ongoing program. If you are looking at doing race-specific plans, then sure, they build up. But standard commit stays pretty steady and will take you a long way. Just to kind of keep you going. But if you want that true progression, then move across onto one of the race-specific plans. Again, I kind of not making that huge amount of kind of clarity there. I understand that, but there may be something that if you're not sure about how that works in relation to races and things, then maybe we'll have another separate conversation about that. I forgot what the question was now.
No, it was just about whether so I know one of our athletes, Clodie, has been unwell.
Yeah.
But certainly, Clodie specifically, if you're watching, we know that you're at a fitness level that will be able to jump in on week 2, week 3, fine. Because of the additional training that we know you've been doing up until this point. Not everybody will be able to do that. So for those of you who've come from doing nothing to doing this plan, then just dial back the sessions a little bit if you're starting on week 2 or week 3. If you're at a good level of fitness and training beforehand, you may well be able to just come in and join the sessions as they're written.
Yeah.
But don't try and come back if you're still poorly. Don't try and think, oh, I'm going to miss the start of the plan, therefore I need to start training as soon as I can. Because if you start training when you're still not 100%, you'll not be 100% for a long time, because the training takes it out of you. So if your body's not strong enough to take on the training, then you're going to drag out your illness for longer. So make sure you're properly well, and then come back into it. If you need to dial the sessions back, shorten them or reduce the number of reps, that's fine. If you're racing next season, you've got plenty of time to build up, so don't worry about it, but don't push yourself too fast too soon.
Yeah. I mean, that's the nature of this kind of program, is that it's largely up to you to kind of decide which elements you can do at any given time. And again, in terms of the one-to-one coaching, that's a kind of different ball game, and that's where we take over. But for Do3 Commit, it is really going to be down to you to decide whether or not you're able to complete the week or complete a particular session. If you're coming back from injury or something else has happened, then you're going to have to like Corin says, take your time and be sensible with it. Everyone that joins Commit Squad will be taken through this 4 weeks of lead-in. So in 3 months' time, if someone wants to join Commit Squad, they will do 4 months lead-in to bring them up to a level, get them moving, get used to the terminology and everything, and then they will be on the squad program wherever it happens to be at that point. So everyone will be going through this 4 week period. Just be slow and steady. Don't kind of overdo it, push yourself too far, because you kind of tip the balance sometimes. It can be difficult to recover, and like Corin says, it's really important that you don't rush back if you've been unwell, particularly.
A slightly related question to that has been I want to do more, and I've got what was the endurance run this week, a 30-minute endurance run.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound much of an endurance run for an endurance runner, so if you're an ultra distance runner, 30 minutes is not an endurance run, but they are deliberately starting shorter, and they will get longer, and it's the overall volume over the week that we need to think about. And if you are thinking, my endurance runs are an hour and a half, so I'll add an hour onto that, there will be an impact on subsequent sessions if you do more in that session, whichever one it is, the cycling, the running, or whatever. So it is deliberately short, and we but do expect things like the endurance runs to get longer as the program builds. And if you're feeling good at the end of an endurance run or an endurance bike, and you don't feel really tired, that's fine. Just enjoy the fact that you've still got energy left at the end of it, rather than training till you're exhausted with every session. That's not the idea of a training program like this. You don't need to be falling into bed at the end of session. some sessions you come back and feeling like you could go again, and that's great, because that means you've got energy and strength for the rest of the week.
Just be patient with it. Just be patient and wait for the load to steadily build, and find out where your own limits are. I know you're all keen and eager to crack on and do what you can do, but yeah, just go steady at the moment, because it, like Corinne says, it really is that overall training load across the week that and it adds up, and it will catch up with you. You know, obviously we do 4-week blocks, and the 4th week is it's a dialed back, I suppose you could call it a recovery week, but it's certainly a dialed back week. By the time that comes, you will probably feel like you need it, regardless of how fit you are. So yeah, just be careful with that.
I think that's about it for new questions.
Okay. We've got a few people watching, so if you guys are watching, got any questions yourselves, or even just want to say hello, then type on the either it's Facebook or YouTube. It'll come through and it'll pop up on our screen, so we'll see you. So if you've got any questions while you're watching live, then feel free to drop those in. I think, have you got anything else you want to say now? I'm just going to kind of run through the couple of weeks that they've done and just kind of touch on some points within that.
No, that's all the questions we've had so far.
All right. So obviously you're getting towards the end of week 2 now, so you're kind of getting into the depths of the lead-in phase, the 4-week lead-in phase. I'm hoping you'll find it fairly easy-ish to follow. We haven't had a huge amount of questions. I think you guys have been pretty good at just kind of generally cracking on with it. But yeah, if you've got any questions, fire them away, put them in the WhatsApp group. Make sure that you tag either myself or Corinne. If you don't get an immediate reply, then maybe tag us again. We'll do the best we can. The thing with WhatsApp is sometimes within 5 minutes the original message has gone halfway up the screen, and we can miss them because of that. So if you don't get an answer, maybe tag us again, or drop us a contact through one of the other channels. So week 1, I'm looking. In fact, I'll bring it up on the screen here. I've blanked out who this belongs to, just for a bit of privacy, I guess. I don't think you can work it out from anything else that's on the screen at the moment. I've covered the name up, so it should be all right. Yeah.
We're safe.
Yeah, we're safe, yeah? Okay, just check it. It's probably written somewhere else that I haven't spotted, but never mind. It doesn't matter anyway, not too much. So this particular athlete here is doing very well, actually, doing lots and lots of greens. And yeah, so what have we got? So hill reps and the swim on the Monday. Did a little bit of an extra bike ride on the Monday. A little bit of an extra bike ride.
I think that might be cycling to and from the swim
Could be
pool.
Cycling to and from swimming, yeah. Sweet spot ride, speed and power on the Tuesday. Let's see what else we've got. We've got a swim test. So some of you guys would have done the swim tests with us in the squad, so that would have been done anyway. I can't remember if we've sent out the spreadsheet for them. I think we've sent the spreadsheet, haven't we, in terms of the calculations, or have we not done that? We'll check on that.
I can't remember.
We'll check on that. So you're doing your benchmark test this month, your swimming test, your bike FTP test, which was this week, albeit I know some of you have moved them around and that kind of thing, and then your run test is next week. We will provide a link for you to go in and be able to work out your training zones for you, so don't worry too much about that. If you figured it out by yourself, that's fine, but we will provide those links to get that done, so you can work out your training zones based on those test results. I hope you will watch the videos, because we've had a few. We've put some videos out with all the information that we think was going to cover the first couple of weeks, and then we get a load of questions saying, what does CSS mean? Watch the videos. Watch the videos. They should be pretty self-explanatory. So if you ask me what CSS means, I'll tell you to watch the video. So you might as well watch it and save yourself some time. All right, so watch those, and we will continue to do videos as we go along as well. So anything that comes up when we're producing or applying the program, then we'll try and produce some videos to go along with it. So hopefully we'll hoover up most of the kind of questions and points there. This particular person's done kayaking on Saturday.
Yes, we've had a message from Sarah Jane to say, does that give it away that it says coach at the top of the screen and it says kayaking on there? No, it's not a coach.
No.
I didn't actually know this person was doing kayaking, so I'm hoping it doesn't give it away.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think the cycling to and from swimming might give it away a little bit. Not everyone will know that. Okay, and the weights on there as well, but don't look at that. What else have we got? So week 2, yeah, following the program as it's set, pretty much. Lots and lots of green on there. Bike test on Tuesday. I'm not going to go into that and disclose how they got on in the bike test, but again, you should. Some of you will hopefully have your 20-minute test result there. If you have that, you're not sure what to do with it, then drop us a message. But like I say, expect us to send out some information about how to work out your zones using that pretty soon. All right, so hopefully try and get that out. It's probably going to be the middle part of next week now. But certainly by the end of this 4-week block, you'll have done all your tests and you'll have all your training zones set out. We'll tell you how to program those into training peaks too. So just hold fire and just keep training in the meantime until we get all that information out. Next week carries on along a similar kind of vein. So not a huge amount to kind of talk about in terms of that. And then the 4th week, be careful about how far I scroll down because it might suddenly reveal something, I don't know, but is a dial back week. As you can see this week on the recovery week there's the sweet spot ride is dialed back. The midweek hills ride has been replaced with the recovery ride, and the runs dialed back as well, and the endurance ride is cut back. So we don't have complete weeks off or anything like that. What we do is normally kind of have the same as normal, but reduced volume across the board, so it should feel nice and easy compared to what you were doing the week before. Had a question on strength and conditioning. We've already answered it. Do you have any advice for what to do if you can't make it to the pool? Dry land swimming.
I'm just searching for some dry land exercises that we did during lockdown when nobody could get to the pool. So I think that's Abby who's asked that question.
Okay.
So yes, we have some exercises that we did during lockdown with stretch cords. Stretch cords are brilliant, particularly for sort of learning to engage the right muscles in your catch and strengthen your catch. Not so good necessarily for doing the sort of aerobic or endurance work, but certainly good for strength and technique. So I'm going to post the link to that video under your comment, Abby, and ask us any questions you want to, either at squad or in response to that question.
Okay.
If I can find it.
Okay, well, I think that's pretty much all I was intending on going through today. I can't think of anything else that we need to cover right now. I hope you're okay with terminology. I know the swimming sessions are quite tricky, some of the swimming sessions. Oh, I've got some things I'll talk about in the swimming as well. We will be sending out some links to the drills. I appreciate some of you will have seen drills and you won't quite be sure what they are at the moment, but there's a bit of a delay because we're waiting for some authorization from Swim Smooth to allow us to release their, because we use their videos. We've got some nice professionally recorded videos, so we're going to release those to you in the next week or so. So keep an eye out for those. And what was I going to say about swimming now? I just remembered it now. I've forgotten again. Go on, Corinne, what was I going to say?
About free trial for those who've not already.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, free trial. If you don't already come to squads, then and you want to give it a go, you're not sure, you're a bit nervous, then hopefully it'll make it slightly easier for you in the fact that you don't have to pay for it. So there's a free trial for Swim Squad if you haven't been before. So just go through the app and you can select that as a payment option. Swimming. Oh, what was it? What was it? It'll come to me as soon as I switch it off. Oh yes. So some people we're getting a few messages about. Some people are fairly new to swimming, and some of the swim sets are 3-4K. And there's absolutely no way in the world that you're going to get through that. We appreciate that, and we know that it's difficult. We know how athletes work, and very often athletes want to, if it's in a training program, they want to complete it, they want to do it, and totally get that. But the way the swimming works is what you're getting in the program here is you're getting the squad sessions. So they are what the whole squad do. So if you turn up on any given day at Swim Squad, they will be doing that session. So it is set to cover everybody. If we started kind of going in and adjusting it so that it was just pitched individually so that you could all complete your session, we'd be writing 2,000 different programs and it would be it just wouldn't be possible. So you do have to do the best you can with those swim sessions. What I'd say is if you're not sure about the drills, then don't do them. Only do swimming drills if you know you're doing them right, because there's no point. If you're doing the wrong drill, then you could effectively be drilling yourself to do something incorrectly. So don't worry about drills if you're not sure what they are and you're happy that you're doing them correctly with the kind of correct form in the water and that kind of thing. So that's one thing that might kind of take some of it out for you straight away. And then just swim for the time you have. Just swim for the time you have. If you've got 40 minutes, do 40 minutes. If you can swim for an hour, if you can go that far, then do an hour. Just swim for the time you have. And most of the sessions are 1 hour cut off until we get into a little bit more. And then some of them will go up to a kind of an hour and 20 minutes. The squad sessions always stay an hour, so we have to dial them back in the squad and reduce them down a little bit. But sometimes the sessions themselves, the base sessions that are in the plan, will be a little bit longer, particularly the endurance sessions. But just swim for as much time as you have. Hopefully it makes sense as well. I've spotted on here, it's got 33 metre and 25 metre pool. So sometimes it can be a bit confusing if you go into the swim program, the swim session, and it's got 133, and you're always swimming in a 25. You might not have even seen that before, but we do train in 33 metre pools sometimes. So if that's the case, if it doesn't kind of fit what you're doing, the best thing to do is just adjust it up. So if it says 133, you do 150, and maybe adjust. If another one's 166, then adjust it down to 150. So just make some tweaks. It doesn't make that much difference. So just make some adjustments so it fits your particular length of pool. Again, otherwise we'll be writing three different types of session: one for 25, one for 33, one for 50, one for 22 and a half, or whatever. There's loads of them. So
one for a paddling pool in the back garden.
Yeah, you've got to use your common sense with some of this stuff, I'm afraid, and just make some adjustments that you think should be right. I think that's it. I'm just going to touch on RPE before we finish. Some people struggle with RPE, rate of perceived exertion. There is a video that you can watch in relation to that. If you can't get your head around RPE, just think of it as this. Just simplify it for you. There's easy, there's middle of the road, and there's hard. Okay. If you really can't get RPE, you're either going easy, working hard but you can keep going, or working so hard that you can keep yourself going for 30 seconds to a minute, and that's max. All right. So just to simplify it, just those three levels. That should hopefully kind of make things a little bit easier for you. So for the endurance runs, for example, it should be easy. You should be able to chat away and talk to somebody next to you for an endurance run. If you're going any harder than that, you're going too hard, and you will get caught out with all the rest of the kind of the intensity and the volume as it comes in. What we've got? Facebook. Oh, is that you? Have you put that on there, Corinne, or has someone else done it? Okay. Yeah. So Corinne's posted a link on there to the video. Is that one of our videos?
Yep.
Oh, great. That's good. Yeah, good. I think that's it. Well, thanks for watching. We will try and do these fairly frequently. I'm not going to schedule it because it probably won't happen. It's not needed, actually. Regular schedule. We'll be sitting here. There'll be no one watching. But we will do them on and off, and we will actually warn you when they're going to be coming up too. But apart from that, we'll have pre-recorded videos you can watch as well. All right?
Yep.
That's enough from me.
Have fun with it all. Don't forget the WhatsApp groups there if you need any questions answering in the meantime.
Okay. It's half an hour. Still half an hour. Try to keep it short. All right. Take care, guys. See you next time.
Bye.